Welcome back students. I am your geography teacher Vandana Joshi and you are watching SST June. Students, in the previous video we have studied about the land resources and the agriculture. Land resources and agriculture. Both the things are impossible including with other resources, and out of all the resources the most important resource is the water resources. Yes, today we are going to study about a new chapter which is based upon water, and our today's chapter is water resources. Water. Out of 100% of our earth's surface, around 71% area is covered by the water resources, in which we are having the oceans, seas, rivers, lagoons, groundwater, ice caves and different form of water. The water which we are having in our atmosphere in the form of water vapors, it is also an amount of the water resources for us. The water which is in the cloud, water coming through the rainfall, the water in the form of ice, and the different types of water we are having over our earth, and these all forms are known as the water resources. Students, today we are going to study the water resources which are available in our country, because the chapter water resources we are going to study from book 2. So let's see what are the topics which we are going to cover in our today's video. So let's see what are the topics. First of all, after the introduction of the chapter, we will study the water resources of India. Means how many water resources are available in our country. As the water resources are also categorized into the different parts, so that also we will study into the different topics, as the second one topic is surface water resources. The water which is available over the surface in the form of lakes, seas, rivers and so on, that we will study in the second part of our video. Then after that, in the third part of video, that the groundwater resources. We know that after rainfall, the water is seepage down the earth's surface, and after that it stores at one place in form of groundwater. So how we are getting the groundwater and what are the uses of these groundwater, that we will study in the third topic of our today's video. At the last, we will study about the lagoons and the backwater. Lagoons and backwater, generally we know that we are having a longest coastline and some deltic formation are also there, due to which the lagoons and the backwater areas are forming in that areas. So that we will study in the third part of our video. Here we will also compare few graphs and we will study today's video with the help of map as well. So let's start with our first topic, that is the water resources of India. Students, we know that India is covering around 2.74% of total geographical area of world, and around 4% is the total amount of the water resources of world. And yes, also the 16% population of world, that is the area, that is of world basis. So if our country is having 4% total amount of water as compared to the world, so in which form we are having that water? The water resources of India which we are having, that is in the form of rivers, like Ganga River, Yamuna, Brahmaputra, and we are having the river system also, which you have studied in your previous class in the drainage system. That is the Ganga Brahmaputra Indus river system and the Brahmaputra river system. We are also having a very good water system in the southern part of our country. The rivers which we are having, these are bringing some rock debris, due to which we are having the fertile land in our country, which is also known as the northern plain area or floodplain area. The rivers are forming different type of physical structure also in our country, that we are having in the form of the plain areas. We are having oxbow lakes, and one more important thing, that is the delta formation. And we are having the Asia's largest delta formation in the eastern coast of our country, that is known as the Sundarban Delta. So we know that we are having a different type of land, different type of water resources in our country. So the water resources which we are having into the different form, that now we will study through the different type of the water resources, out of which we will first see the surface water resources in India. So before going to see the surface water resources, let's look upon this short video. As you have seen in this video, in our country there are 4 major sources of surface water. First, rivers, lakes, ponds and tanks. The estimated mean annual flow in our country is around 1869 cubic kilometer. Of this, due to topographical and other constraints, only 690 cubic kilometer of the surface water can be used. Although Ganga, Brahmaputra and the Indus rivers account for 1/3 of the total area of the country for the surface water, they have 60% of surface water resources. Most of the southern rivers have been hardened, though it is yet to be done for Ganga and Brahmaputra basin. Now just look at this map, in which you can observe the surface water which is available into the different forms in our country. As you can see in the country, there are about 10,360 rivers and their tributaries, longer than 1.6 km each. Here is a total web of the river as you can see on this map. The mean annual flow in all the river basin in India is estimated, already I told you, around 1869 cubic kilometer. Now we will see about the groundwater resources available in our country. Just look on a video through which you will understand what is the groundwater. Water which percolates down and flow as subsurface water is groundwater, or we can say underground water. Total replenishable groundwater resources is about 432 cubic kilometer. Ganga and Brahmaputra basins have about 46% of the total replenishable groundwater resources. Groundwater utilization is high in the river basins lying in northwestern region and part of South India and in the states of Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Tamil Nadu, states of Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Kerala utilize less of it. Moderate use is in Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Tripura, Maharashtra, etc. Now let's see a chart through which you can see the basin-wise groundwater potential and utilization in India in cubic kilometer per year. Here you can see around 18 basin-wise groundwater potential, and you can see the total replenishable and level of groundwater in that areas. Now let's see about the lagoons and the backwaters. We know that a number of lagoons and lakes have formed along the indented coastline of India. So first let's see what are the lagoons and the backwaters. the areas where we are getting the lagoons and the backwater are Kerala, Odisha and West Bengal have vast surface water resources in these water bodies and is used for fishing and irrigation purpose. The lagoons are generally a kind of surface water only, but as these are found near around the coastline area are connected with the oceans and the seas. So that's why these are separated from the surface water. So now you understood what are the lagoons and the backwaters. Students, here you have seen the different type of resources of water in our country. We know that the water which we are having as a resource, that is also utilized into the different type of activity like agricultural activity, industrial activity, for drinking water and many more other utilizations are there for the water resources. So what are the utilization of these water resources that we will study in our next video. Here I am going to provide you few key points from the chapter. Kindly note down, and also I am going to provide you the map work where you can see the distribution of water resources in our country. We will study the utilization of the water resources in our country in our next video. And for that, don't forget to watch SST June.